Alright, welcome back. We're gonna try to do something a little different here. I actually saw Blunty uploaded a video that I really enjoyed. He was fishing with Tootie here at 5660, and so we're gonna do a variation of what his setup was. In some ways it's very similar. I've got a couple of minor changes, but still using old Tootie PVA up. If we use this stack up, we can maybe make a fresh one, but on this one we're using 14 with corn. And we're going to do 11-meter clip right here at this point, very well-known 5660 spot. Now this one's where I'm trying something a little different, and again I am just inviting this to be a very slow session, but I'm hoping we could get lucky with a couple of decently bigger sized carp, but we'll see. On this one we're doing actually classic hair rig with corn. Blunty has been using a lot of corn, especially in his PVA. So again, this is different than what he's using, but I think he would at least appreciate this setup. And we're going to try Tutti Frutti Soluble. So, like I said, classic hair on this one. This is the only one that'll be classic hair with the same PVA. But like I said, I will change this PVA if we go on a roll here and actually start catching some fish. And then on the third rod, and actually one of these days, or one of these sessions, I actually want to try this on all three. Not necessarily with Tootie, but just with a little bit larger hook, but the corn. And so this one theoretically will have the best bite rate, but we'll see what that hook change does. So all three of these are 11 clip instead of 10. And we'll see if this leads to anything. I know it's going to be slow, but I'm just hoping that maybe we'll see a couple decent fish mixed in, but I could be wrong. Just thought we'd give it a twirl. I took some time off, let copper rest some this afternoon. Even did some fishing at Norway, so we'll see if it's ready to go. I'll let you know how it turns out. So first fish does in fact come in on, oh no. Might have been a big mistake. I thought for sure the fish was on. It had been nibbling for a minute and everything. Yikes. So a couple minutes went by. It's hard to tell if this is the same fish or if I scared off that last one and this is just the next fish. Either way, we did get a bite. So the first one to get a bite. Oh, and it's a Dink's leather. Okay, that's nice. First one to get a bite was this third slot, which of course is the one with a slightly larger hook size, but just the 2 pieces of yellow Tootie corn. So we'll see. All right, it looks like the second fish, as we try to fight the comfort decline in our chair, it looks like the second fish has come in on the first line, which has the size 14 boilies and corn on there. Large one hook. So as to be expected, we still do not have a fish on our classic hair rig corn Tootie setup, but we're going to give it a little bit more time. I'm actually impressed that the second fish came in on this line. I was worried that the third line might catch like 3-to-1 fish to this line. And it still could happen, to be frank, but at least we got one here. And this is a decent sized fish, I think. Man, is it just me or does this feel like it's a mirror? Because of the, it's just, even when it runs, it's just running so slowly. I could be wrong, it could be a Dinks, because maybe they are very similar. Yeah, it is a dinks, but it just has that mirror carp feel to it. Oof. Tempted to just lock it up and drag it, but let's don't do that. He's going to come in very soon. No need to get risky. Ooh, he did get a little bit of line away from us, didn't he? Oh, yeah, we got his head turned. Let's just see if we can keep it. That is a mirror, a dinks mirror, if I'm seeing it correctly. Oh yeah. Oh, it's a linear. Wow. What a nice linear. My goodness. That's actually, yeah, not to spoil it, but Blunty, if you look up Blunty's video, he had a really nice dinks linear as well. Alright, just look away for a second, and all of a sudden we've got some fish on. Yeah, this guy's just been wearing himself out apparently. Ooh, another linear. Something about this spot with linears maybe? Or maybe it's the time in the evening. I feel like linears do sometimes come in more often in the evenings. By the way, we've now got... Ooh, a super freak. We've now got 2 fish on each setup. So this setup so far is actually keeping up with this setup. And we're happy to see it. And the largest one still goes to the far left setup. So I'll keep keeping score and try to pay better attention so we can keep catching those carp. Alright, this is a moment here. Looks like we're catching a fish on the left line. But more importantly, it looks like we just caught our first fish on the middle line. Which, as you remember, is the actual classic hair rig with corn and tootie together. Let's see what we have tracked down here. Ooh, looks like a super freak to me. Okay, that's interesting. That's actually interesting. But if you're keeping tabs at home, with this fish, this left line has now caught 3 carp, and the right one has only caught 2. So we are outpacing the corn with the boilie corn setup, at least for now. And man, we have hit the super freaks all of a sudden. Okay. I like it. And look at the left line coming in again. Yes, that means that the left line is now 2 fish ahead of the right line. And at this point, if you are switching all 3 of your setups to this setup, I can't blame you. At least for right now, this is doing some work. Absolutely doing some work. Here we go again. So there's another linear. How about that? Now it's going to be interesting. We are using 20 gram PVA, so we could slow the spot down just by the amount of PVA we're sending through it. But at least for now, in 23 minutes, we've got 8 fish, and they are quality fish. So far this is going pretty well. We've still got like morning to go. Now afternoon might be slow, but we should still catch some fish between now and then. So I'm liking what we're seeing so far here. So this is another super freak. This may change here in the daytime, but we have yet to really catch a really small fish. We also haven't had the normal the normal mirror carp. So it's just interesting. You change the bait up a little bit, and it really does seem to alter this spot pretty dramatically. This seems like another pretty decent fish here. We do have its head turned, and I don't think it's going to have enough strength to pull away from us, but we'll see. And this, ooh, I'm wrong. This seems to be a dinks. It's a nice one though. Yeah, 16.3 linear. Very cool. Well, thanks to Blunty, this has really been... This has been a nice little session. Again, maybe not the quantity of fish that you can catch in this spot with some other setups, but it's hard to argue with the quality. In fact, we have 100% rare, with one of them being very rare currently. This has been the rarest of sessions. All right, so this PVA, we just got to look really quick. So just as a reminder, this PVA is about to run out, and I'll be changing to a different PVA. Just in case you want to try to mimic the first one. We're going to go right to the second one, which is here with very similar 2D pellets, but we also threw some corn in there. Again, trying to complement the middle rod, even though this has only caught one fish for the whole session. Imagine if that middle rod was either the left or the right rod's setup. Wow. It's 45 minutes. I just changed the middle rod to corn. So we only caught one fish on what was on the middle rod, but we'll see in the next couple minutes if we do get a bite on the corn, just to see what we get. Obviously that middle setup just way too slow. You know, imagine this setup if we had had an active setup in the middle. So here's going to be the downside of corn. We're going to catch a lot smaller fish. We're also using a smaller hook, size 4. I'm frankly not sure why. Now I know why. Everything is so loud. Yeah, the bite rate's going to be high, but the quality of fish is probably not going to be there. So, oh, this is a rare though. That's cool. Well, we're catching pretty fast bite rate. At least we could do is up the size of the hook. Now that I think about it, let's just take PVA off of this one. We've been feeding this spot for a while now. We're not going to go much longer. Again, the answer would be to have the middle line the same as either the left or the right. I mean, it would have been an amazing hour of fishing. But even still, it's been great, and just wanted to test this corn just for a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. We are still catching fish. It's working really well. Actually, I think the left line would probably be my choice based on what I've seen if I had to pick one, but the left and right line were both doing very good. So let's just see how much silver we've made, and we'll call this a session. It looks like there is the F1 order, so that's 32 silver. We did get F1 off one of the boilies there right at the end on the left line. And then besides that, another 464. So this just shows you, even when you're not catching a great bite rate, this is less than an hour, and we could have certainly extended this even further. 2D working really well in that spot if you're patient. So another good session. All right, as always, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.